Hello, it's Femi from Femias here. So let's go over how to style a deep wave wig. So in this video, I'll be using a deep wave lace front wig that is from the Femias hair collection. This is our 20-inch deep wave lace front wig, and in this video, I will show you how I was able to style it and how I was able to get these luscious, shiny, deep waves. So stay tuned. So the first step I recommend is that you wash and condition your hair. In this video, I actually wash and condition my deep wave hair and my straight lace front wig. And right here, you can see me applying conditioner to the straight wig. But I'm just showing this to you because I think it's highly important. Wash and condition your hair so you can actually see how the natural waves and curls will lay. So after you wash and condition the hair, I recommend using a liquid leave-in conditioner because it won't weigh the curls or the waves down. So I love using the Creme of Nature Argan Oil. It's such a long name. Strength and Shine leave-in conditioner. So I literally spritz that, spray it all over the hair, and then I just define the waves using my denim brush. So after I did that, I let the wig air dry overnight. I highly recommend that you let your wig air dry overnight. If you are in a hurry, in a rush, and you have to apply your wig that day, then definitely use a diffuser. That way the curls will not get frizzy. So you don't want to mess around with the wig until it's completely dry so you don't frizz up the waves or the curls. So here, this is how the hair looks after it has been air dried. This is how the waves naturally fall. I think the hair is shiny, it's beautiful, it looks luscious, honey. So you can actually just wear the hair like this, but later on in the video, you will see that I do add additional stylers. So I add mousse and I do add gel in order to define the waves even more. Okay, so now that the hair is set naturally, now you want to focus on the hairline, okay? Now we're going to make this hairline look a lot more natural. So the first thing I like to do is I like to actually wet the hairline with water. This way I can have more control over how the hair lays just while I'm customizing the hairline. So while I'm like laying the edges and plucking the lace a little bit more, I would highly recommend just damping that hairline so you can control it a lot better. Okay, so the first thing you want to do while the hair is damp is you want to actually move the baby hairs out the way. So if you do plan on actually creating baby hairs, you don't want to pluck any of that hair. So make sure you move it out of the way before you start plucking the hairline. So what I like to do is once I remove it out the way, I actually like to twist them up. So just so that it doesn't, you know, get all in the way, basically. So okay, so the special sauce into really getting your hair as flat as possible to look more natural in the front area is to use a wax stick. I'm using the Re-Nutrients Slick Stick right here, and you want to use a hot comb. I'm using the Golden Hot comb with the wax stick. Now what a lot of girls will do is that they'll place the wig in their head and they only add the wax to the parting area in the hot comb. I highly recommend is to get a wig head and use that to style your wig. I just feel like you have more control compared to styling it right on your head. And also I recommend you not only add the wax stick to the parting area, like right here I have a side part on the right side. I recommend you actually use the wax stick throughout the hairline going down. So in this case, at least 4 to 5 inches from the parting space going down. So as you can see, I'm using the wax stick throughout the hairline, and then after I apply the wax stick, I go over it with the hot comb. Well, I rub it in with my fingers and then I go over it with the hot comb to get it really flat. Also, if you are wearing the hair pushed back, I recommend you also use the hot comb to lay the edges, like literally the edges of the hairline flat as well. In this case, I'm just going to have a right part and my hair is basically going to be laying down. I won't really push it back. So I'm actually using the wax stick and the hot comb to lay the hair going down instead of push back. And what I also like to do once I get to the part, I kind of like to add this little hump that I've been seeing. Mine's isn't as dramatic as I see in other styles, but I like to add just a slightly little hump. So I'll add the wax stick at the parting area, then I rub it in with my hands, and then afterwards I will use my hot comb to lay it sleek. Now I've seen some girls use holding spray. In this case I did use Got2b spray, but to be honest, I don't recommend using Got2b spray. Just use your wax stick and maybe another type of holding spray, because the Got2b spray did give me buildup near the parting area. So I'm just warning you, don't use that holding spray. Use a different type of holding spray with this wax stick. Just test out other holding sprays that won't lead to buildup. But basically I add the wax stick, and I'm gonna add the Got2b holding spray, and then I'll add my hot comb, and I'll just leave my hot comb on that area for about 10 seconds so that the hump will stay. Okay, so the wig is actually coming along really nicely, and I do the same thing on the other side of the wig. So I use my wax stick again, rub it in with my fingers, and then I go with my hot comb. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just speed up this process, but I really want you to actually see all that I did as the last finishes in order to lay the hairline flat on the wig. Yay! So the hairline is set. You can see just by using the wax stick and the hot comb just how flat it can get the hairline and how natural it can make it look. So now let's work on the baby hairs. Okay, so I'm actually going to make 3 different baby hairs. Honestly, usually you could just do 2 near the parting. That's what a lot of people do, but I have 3 because on the left side my hair kind of just flips up a little bit, so you're going to see that part of the hairline a little bit more. So I recommend cutting the hair to where you can at least have about 1 inch of hair left to curve. To be honest, I actually could have cut it a little bit shorter, but I rather cut less than more, because once it's cut, it's cut. So in this case, I actually like to use Eco Styler gel. A lot of girls like to use Mousse, but I always feel like, and as you can see, I use my eyebrow comb. Mousse just gets really messy, so to me, Eco Styler gel works fine. So before I start laying the baby hairs, I comb it out with my rat tail comb, and then I use my hot comb. And this actually helps control the way you want the baby hairs to lay. It makes it a little bit easier. So I use the hot comb and I actually curve it in the direction that I want the baby hairs to go, and it makes just laying the baby hairs 10 times easier. So I recommend doing this as well before you actually use gel or mousse to lay down your baby hairs. Okay, so I actually go over the baby hair just one more time with my hot comb until I felt like they were curved enough and soft enough to lay. And now I get my gel. Okay, so right now I added the gel to my finger, and I'm going to carefully just start laying the baby hairs down. Now I recommend when you're doing this to take your time. Like I must have done this at least 2 to 3 times on each baby hair. I just kept going back and forth, and I also used my eyebrow comb to control the baby hair. But to be honest, it takes practice, okay? So definitely just keep working on it. Don't give up. You might get a little frustrated, like, oh, they're not curving, or they're not working, they're not curving the way I want them to curve. Just keep adding gel and just keep redoing them until you get it the way you want it to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just speed up this process, but I don't want to cut it out because I want you guys to actually see what I did to actually get these babies here to lay the way that I wanted them to lay. Okay, so I don't know what happens to the rest of the footage, but this is how the baby hairs looking. I'm very satisfied with how they are. So of course, if you're doing this on your own head, I recommend wrapping a scarf in the front in order to set the baby hairs. I was having a very hard time trying to wrap this head scarf to the back of the wig head. So what I recommend, if you do use a wig head, is to just pin it on one side and then use pressure to pin it on the other side so that it can hold in place while the gel is drying on the baby hairs, so that they hold in place as well. Okay, so now that the baby hairs are set and then the front of the hair is laid, you can actually just wear the wig like this. But if you want to define the deep waves even more, what I did is I added mousse and then I added a curling custard. So you can honestly just use mousse. So right now I'm actually just damping the hair just a little bit before I add the mousse. So I use Cream of Nature Sleek and Shine Styling Mousse. Now, while you're adding this mousse, if you really want the curls to be defined, sometimes what I'll see, another thing I'll see a lot of girls do is like they'll pump the hair on the top and then they'll just like rub it in, mainly on the outer perimeter of the hair. But you have, I mean, this is wavy here, and as you can see, it's very fluffy. So you have to really like get in between the hair, because if you just add it during the perimeter, the hair that's in between did not get not an ounce of that mousse that you just added. So what I did is like I'm rubbing it in, but then I split the hair up into different sections and really took my time to make sure that I got mousse on every single hair strand. Okay, so after you add the mousse, I recommend just letting the hair dry. Do not manipulate or try to split the hair, because you do not want it to get frizzy. It's just like if you add mousse or gel to your natural curly hair. You want it to dry before you touch it or anything, because you don't want it to get frizzy. But this is how it's looking right now. Okay, so this is the end result after the hair was dry. This is how it looks. This is the deep waves. I think it came out amazing. Yay! Again, this wig is a lace front deep wave from Femi S Hair. I will have a link in the description box if you were interested in getting this wig. It's 20 inches, 100, and this is the 130% density, but there are options to get it also in 150 and 180% density. Also, if you would like to see me actually install this wig on my head, look out for that for the next video, because I did not cut the lace yet, honey, but I will officially install this wig and cut the lace in the next video. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, please leave any comments, any questions you might have, and subscribe to the channel. I will have more videos like this coming in the future. Okay, speak soon. Bye.